All right, everybody, once again, thank you for joining us here at the live stream of Rocky Mountain Roller Derby right here at your one and only Denver Roller Dome. This is your home for Colorado's original Derby team right here, Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, and playing at the Roller Dome in Denver, Colorado. We recognize that we reside on the traditional territories of the Navajo, Apache, Comanche, Kiowa, Pueblo, Hopi, Shoshone, Lakota, Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho peoples. Indigenous peoples are the original stewards of our world's resources. We acknowledge the painful history of genocide, European colonizers forcibly removing indigenous peoples from the lands that formed this state, as well as the continuing work of white supremacy to actively disenfranchise them. Thank you so much for joining us here for our third game of the day. And the next game that you shall witness is the epic battle between the team in black, the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby Contenders, versus the team in white, the Pikes Peak Roller Derby Slamazons. Here are your skaters today for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. 100 Centurion, 12 Killer Copperhead, 13 Madame Medusa, 22 Peach Clobber, 31 Lucy Purr, 420 Captain Chingona, 503 Civil War, 555 Mortal Wombat, 716 Slim Skady, 737 Daisy Danger, 901 Violet Assaults, 96 Out of Bondage, 9707 Badass, and 1908 Showtime. Here are your skaters for Pikes Peak. 331 Christocuffs, 107 Hot Tamale, 123 Dora the Destroyer, 130 Colonel Panic, 17 Lee Lou Lion, 34 Maladaptive Mistress, 350 Cupcake Kamikaze, 713 Squid Vicious, 75 Shark Bait, 911 Starstruck, 92 Tenacious Cheese, 97 Stumpy, 39 Bruise Wayne, 49 Beef, and 99 Ash. Shout out and thank you to our officials. Without you, none of this would be possible. Stack Trace, Ultraviolent Blues, Archimedes, Serotonin, Lucky Cat, Bill O Fights, Active Sonar, She Who Must Not Be Named, Princess Pow Pow, Marquis de Sass, Thomas the Tank Engine, Mycological Warfare, Lost in Your Thighs, Battlin', Refavizin, Primeval, Rocco, and I am your announcer for this game, Iron Long. Throughout the game, shout out your team, shout out your city, shout out your favorite skaters in this chat. Love to see the support coming in from the fans, the friends, and the family. All right, starting off the first jam of this game, we got Lucy Purr for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. And Lucy Purr out at the first apex for the jammer. Starstruck working at the back of the pack, looking to get through this three-person wall, trying to push directly through the defense. Lucy Purr denied on the inside of the first apex, makes it around the outside of the last defender for 4 points. Starstruck making a run for the inside, is now out at the first apex on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense heading into turn 2. Lucy Purr making a run for the inside, no resistance, out for 4 points. And from the second apex, calls off this chain. That is 8 or no jam. Rocky first on the scoreboard. And next up at the jam line, Peach Clobber for Rocky versus Maladaptive Mistress for Pikes Peak. Maladaptive Mistress running into Killer Copperhead on the inside, looking to push directly through these defenders as Peach Clobber is out at the first apex for lead jammer. Maladaptive Mistress pushing hard at the back of the pack. Peach Clobber tiptoeing the outside and making it out at turn 2 for 4 points. Maladaptive Mistress looking for the way through these defenders. and has made a star pass to Colonel Panic. Recycled on the inside to turn 2 as Peach Clobber is out for another 4. That's 8 points so far on this jam. Colonel Panic trying different angles here as Peach Clobber is out for another 4. Colonel Panic getting some offensive assistance. Pikes Peak skaters looking to break up some of these Rocky defenders. And Colonel Panic making a move for the inside. Getting denied. Held back on the inside line and recycled. Peach Clobber looking to take the center path. And Colonel Panic out at turn 1 is on a scoring pass. However, Peach Clobber calls off the chain. And that is 20-0 for Rocky. Next up at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady getting some offensive assistance, trying to clear the way. And Slim Skady out at turn 2 for Lee Jammer. Tenacious Cheese recycled on the inside. Pikes Peak skaters looking to clear up some of these defenders. Tenacious Cheese working to get around this 2-wall at the back of the pack as Slim Skady is out around the outside for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese has removed the cover, revealing the cheese-painted helmet and has made a star pass to Hot Tamale. Tenacious Cheese at the last moment being sent to the penalty box. Next up at the jam line, Lucy for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Both jammers looking to push through each other's defense. Ash getting recycled on the outside by Violet Assaults. And at the first apex, Lucy out for the jammer. Ash working here at the back of the pack at turn 1. Pikes Peak skaters coming in for a little offense. Lucy Purr's got one to beat, makes it out around the outside at turn 2 for 4 points. Ash fighting through the first apex here, taking on 1 versus 4. Rocky defenders currently shutting it down. Both teams' defense holding up strong. Lucy Purr making a run for the outside, getting past Tenacious Cheese for 4 points. Everybody's defense right here in a tight cluster at turn 2. And a star pass to Lilu Lion. Lucy Purr makes it around Tenacious Cheese on the outside, and from the second apex calls off the chain. That is 12-0 for Rocky. Rocky still, so far, holding Pikes Peak scoreless. And next up at the jam line, Peach Clobber for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Starstruck denied on the outside. Starstruck trying all angles here, looking for the way around these Rocky defenders. And Peach Clobber making it past the final defender is out at turn 2 for the jammer. Starstruck sent to the penalty box. It is a power jam for Peach Clobber. Peach Clobber with a spin move on the inside makes it out for 4 points. Everybody's defense getting ready here at the start of the second straightaway. Each clobber crashing into these defenders. Denied on the outside. And is out at turn 3 for 4 points and calls off the jam. That is 8-0 for Rocky. And Rocky will have a power start in this next jam. And at the jam line, it is Slim Skady for Rocky off to a power start. Let's see how Slim Skady capitalizes on this time before the opposing jammer returns. Slim Skady making a move for the inside, gets past the final defender, is out at the first apex for the jammer. Starstruck making a run through the center, no opposition, is out on a scoring pass as the Rocky pivot is sent to the penalty box. Slim Skady out at turn 2 for 4 points and calls off the jam. And that is 4-4. Both teams now on the scoreboard. And at the jam line, Lucy Prr for Rocky versus Maladaptive Mistress for Pikes Peak. Maladaptive Mistress running into Auto Bondage on the inside, looking to get past Auto Bondage and Mortal Wombat. Lucy Prr making a run for the outside, is out at the first apex for the jammer. Maladaptive Mistress almost makes it through the inside of the first apex. And is out at the second straightaway on a scoring pass. Lucy Prr denied on the inside. Taking on 1 versus 3 down the second straightaway. Lucy Prr through the center, breaks out for 4 points. Maladaptive Mistress working at the back of the pack here. Looking for the outside, running into Auto Bondage and Centurion and Chingona. Maladaptive Mistress taking on 1 versus 3 at turn 3. Rocky defense holding up solid. Lucy Prr getting some offense from Chingona. Maladaptive Mistress looking to push through Mortal Wombat, Centurion, and Auto Bondage. And Pikes Peak Skater sent to the penalty box as Lucy Prr is out for 4 points and calls off the jam. Pikes Peak is going to start off this next jam with 2 skaters in the penalty box. Next up at the jam line, Peach Clobber for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Tenacious Cheese looking to push directly through this 3-person wall. Rocky as Peach Clobber is out at the first apex for the jammer. Pikes Peak skaters coming in for some offense, trying to clear a path for Tenacious Cheese. Tenacious Cheese making a run for the inside. Both jammers are out. Peach Clobber with 4 points. Tenacious Cheese now on a scoring pass. And the Rocky skater was sent to the penalty box. Peach Clobber through the inside and from the second straightaway calls off the jam. That is going to be 7-0 Rocky. Next up at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Cupcake Kamikaze for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady out at turn 1 for lead jammer. Cupcake Kamikaze making a run through the inside is out at the first apex and is now on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense getting ready right here at turn 2. Slim Skady crashing into the Pikes Peak defenders. Cupcake Kamikaze denied on the outside by Killer Copperhead. Quick but intense, 2-0 jam for Rocky. And at the jam line, Lucy for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Starstruck running into 3 defenders looking to push through this Rocky tripod. Lucy trying different angles, taking on 1 versus 4 at the first straightaway. Both teams' defense holding up solid. Lucy trying different sides, trying the lateral movement as Starstruck is recycled on the outside by Chingona. Starstruck making a run for the outside. Gets past the final defender, is out at the first apex for the Jammer. And a star pass to Chingona. Currently with the star for Rocky. Starstruck out at the second straightaway for 4 points. Rocky skaters coming in for some offense. Chingona clear through the inside past the final defender, is out at turn 4 for 4 points. And Starstruck fighting through the second apex, getting some offense from the team. Starstruck through the inside and with a sliding call off right at turn 4. That's going to be 8-4 for Pikes Peak. Next up at the jam line, Peach Clobber for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Peach Clobber evading around the outside, is out at the first straightaway for the Jammer. Ash getting some offense from the team. Ash looking for the inside, running into auto bondage, looking for the way around Centurion and Killer Copperhead as Peach Clobber is out for 4. And Squid Vicious sent to the penalty box. Pikes Peak currently with 2 skaters in the box. And a star pass to Hot Tamale. However, Peach Clobber from the second straightaway calls off the 10. That's going to be 8-0 for Rocky. And a team timeout from Pikes Peak. Shout out and thank you to all the volunteers who make these games possible, the officials on and off skates, the EMTs, the vendors, and the photographers. And thanks to all of you out on the stream for supporting your local DIY Roller Derby League, Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. If you're having fun so far, make sure to check out our next event here, August 2nd. We will be hosting a sensory-friendly bout during the day. The jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady 1 versus 1, gets past the pivot on the outside, is out at the first apex for Lee Jammer. Tenacious Cheese recycled back to the start of the first straightaway. Tenacious Cheese removing the helmet cover, revealing the cheese painted helmet, and Slim Skady out at the first apex for 4 points. And a star pass. Star pass has been made to beef. We went from cheese to beef. And from the first apex, Slim's Katie calls off the jam. That is 8-0 for Rocky. And we got an official timeout. If you're interested in sponsoring some of these events and helping make roller derby happen here at the Roller Dome, check us out online at RockyMountainRollerDerby.org. Next up at the jam line, we got Cupcake Kamikaze for Pikes Peak off to a power start. Cupcake Kamikaze trying all the lateral movement, almost making it out around the outside, is assessed lead jammer. Recycled back to turn one on the outside. Rocky currently with 2 skaters in the penalty box. Cupcake Kamikaze fighting through the first apex here. Making a run for the outside, gets past Centurion. Is now out on a scoring pass. Slim Skady out at the second straightaway, also on a scoring pass. Cupcake Kamikaze almost evading around the outside. And from turn 2 calls off the 10. That is going to be 3-0 for Rocky. Next up at the jam line, showtime for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Both jammers looking to push through each other's defense. Both jammers fighting for the outside. Showtime looking to push directly through. Auto Bondage coming in for some offense. Showtime going back to the back to retrieve the helmet cover. As Starstruck is recycled on the inside by Auto Bondage. Starstruck knocked to the outside, looking to get past this 2-person wall. This 3-person wall. Showtime taking on 1 versus 3 into the first apex. Showtime taking on 1 versus 4 into turn 2. Both teams' defense holding up solid, shutting it down. And Showtime makes it around. The last defender on the outside is out at the second straightaway for the jammer. Starstruck working hard at the back of the pack here. Makes a run for the outside. Gets out at turn 2. Is on a scoring pass. As Showtime is taking 4 points. Fast moving pack here. Already headed back toward turn 1. Starstruck evading Killer Copperhead. Starstruck making a run for the outside. Getting recycled. Showtime taking on 1 versus 1. Knocked to the inside. Back up and out at the second apex for 4 points and calling off the 10. It's going to be 8-4 for Rocky. And next up at the jam line, Lucy for Rocky versus Maladapted Mistress for Pikes Peak. Maladapted Mistress looking for the outside, getting some offensive assistance from the pivot, trying to clear a way through as Lucy is out for the jammer. And Maladaptive Mistress makes a star pass to Hot Tamale. Everybody heading down the second straightaway here. Lucy Purr looking to push through these 4 defenders. Makes it out around the outside for 4 points. As a Rocky blocker is sent to the penalty box. Hot Tamale 1 versus Centurion at the second apex. Hot Tamale making it out around the outside for 4 points. Lucy Purr looking for the way through. Batty clearing the way. Lucy Purr through the inside for another 4 points. Hot Tamale crashing into the defenders just after turn 4. Getting a push out from Mortal Wombat. And Mortal Wombat receiving a multiplayer block sent to the penalty box. Lucy Purr out at the first apex for 4 points and calling off this gen. That's going to be 12 and 8 for Rocky. Next up at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady looking for the inside, getting denied, trying to push through these defenders, makes it out at turn 1 for the jammer. Tenacious Cheese making a run through the inside, is out at turn 2, is now on a scoring pass. Slim Skady weaving through, getting a knock to the outside from Lilu Lion. And Slim Skady running through the center, making it past Lilu Lion on the outside. Both jammers out for 4 points. And a 1 versus 1, a jammer versus jammer race. Back to the pack. Tenacious Cheese denied on the outside. Slim Skady taking on 1 versus 2. Through the first apex and is out for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese out at turn 1 for 4 points at the last moment there. That's going to be 8 and 8. Next at the jam line, Killer Copperhead for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Both jammers trying for that outside. Ash looking to push through the center of this Rocky tripod of defense. Killer Copperhead with a run around the outside. Finds the clear path and is out at turn 1 for the jammer. Ash fighting hard here at the back of the pack at turn 1. Making a run for the outside. 1 versus 1 versus the pivot, 1 versus 2. And makes it around Centurion on the inside. Is out on a scoring pass. Killer Copperhead through for 4 points and from the second straightaway calls off the jam. That's going to be 4-0 for Rocky. And we have a team timeout from Rocky. Once again, thank you to all of you out there joining us on the live stream. Make sure to shout out your city, shout out your team, shout out your favorite skaters. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Always love to see the support coming in from far and wide. right, next up at the jam line, we got Lucy for Rocky versus Cupcake Kamikaze for Pikes Peak. Right away on the inside, Lucy out at the first straightaway for the jammer. Cupcake Kamikaze looking to get past Badass. Recycled on the outside of the first straightaway. Cupcake Kamikaze almost evading around the outside, looking to get through this three-person defense as Lucy is out for 4 points. Everybody's defense at the first apex here. And we have a star pass to Beef. Lucy out at the start of the second straightaway. Oh, gets recycled. And Lucy sent to the penalty box. It is going to be a power jam for Beef. Beef taking on 1 versus 2, looking for the way around Peach Clobber and Patty. Pikes Peak Skater coming in for some offense. Beef denied on the outside by Chingona. Everybody right here at turn 3. Beef recycled on the outside by Batty to the second straightaway as Lucy is out at turn 4 for 4 points. Beef trying all angles here, looking for their way around this defense. Lucy with 1 more to beat and is out at turn 4 for 4 points. See all the shout outs right there in the chat. Love to see the support from everybody out there watching. Next up at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Maladapted Mistress for Pikes Peak. Both jammers looking to push directly through the center. Slim Skady out just before turn 1 for Lee Jammer. Maladapted Mistress fighting for the inside. Now looking to take the center. Slim Skady tiptoeing through the inside is out at the first apex for 4 points. Maladapted Mistress recycled on the outside. Back toward the start of the first apex. Slim Skady pushing through the center is out at turn 2 for 4 points. Everybody's defense in a tight cluster here at turn 2. Slim Skady out around the outside for another 4. Maladapted Mistress looking to get past Showtime. Looking to get past Auto Bondage. And Slim Skady from turn 4 calls off the jam. And that is 16-0 for Rocky. Love to see the signage in the crowd. And we have an official review from Rocky. As a timeout. Shout out to our bar, working hard here on this hot day. Our bar is sponsored by Ratio Brewing, Room for Friends, and Sobo Liquors. And next up at the jam line, Badass for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Tenacious Cheese looking for the center. Badass held back by Liluline on the inside. Badass fighting into the start of the first apex, 1 versus 3. Tenacious Cheese looking to push through this 3-person wall right here at turn 1. Both teams exhibiting very strong defense. And Badass out at turn 2 for the jammer. Multiplayer block penalty has been assessed, sending a Rocky skater to the box as Tenacious Cheese is out at the second straightaway on a scoring pass. Badass out at turn 2 for 4 points as everybody's defense heads down the second straightaway here. Tenacious Cheese weaving through, looking to get past the final defender. Makes it past Violet Assaults for 4 points. Badass out at the second apex for another 4. Everybody's defense getting ready here at turn 4. Tenacious Cheese almost makes it around Peach Clobber on the inside, looking to push through this 3-person wall, getting some offense. However, Badass comes through for 4 points and calls off this jam. Looks like that's going to be 12-6 for Rocky. And at the jam line, Lucy for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Ash looking to take the inside, getting denied by auto bondage as Lucy is out at turn 1 for the jammer. Ash making a run through the inside, is out at turn 2 on a scoring pass. As a Rocky pivot is sent to the penalty box, Lucy finding the clear path around the outside, is out at the second straightaway for 4 points and calls off the jam. That's going to be 4-0 for Rocky as we head into intermission. Everybody grab some snacks, make sure to stay hydrated, feed your dogs, feed your cats, and what other pets you have. We will see you again in just about 15 minutes. right, everybody, we are getting ready for the second half of this game. And at the jam line, we got see the shout out right there in the chat from Slady. Everybody keep the shout outs coming. Shout out your city, shout out your team, shout out your favorite skaters. Always love to see the love and support. And we got Slim Skady for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady out at turn 1 for the Jammer. Starstruck also out. He is now on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense heading into the first apex here. Slim Skady making it through on the inside for 4 points and calling off the jam. And that is 4 and 2 for Rocky. And at the jam line, Madame Medusa for Rocky versus Lilu Lion for Pikes Peak. Lilu Lion fighting through these final 2 defenders. Final 1 defender makes it past showtime and is out at the first apex for the Jammer. Madame Medusa working hard here, fighting through the first apex. 1 versus 1 makes it through on the inside, is out at turn 2, is now on a scoring pass. Lilu Lion looking for the way around showtime. Taking on this 3-person wall from turn 2. Lilu Lion calls off this jam. That's going to be 2-0 for Pikes Peak. I see the shout out in the chat right there. Keep the love coming. Keep the support coming. And at the jam line, out of bondage for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese. For Pikes Peak, out of bondage looking for the inside. Weaving through to the center. Tenacious Cheese held back on the inside by Slim Skady. Tenacious Cheese trying all angles. Looking to push directly through this defense as Out of Bondage is out at turn 2 for the Jammer. Making it past Hot Tamale. Tenacious Cheese recycled on the inside by Mortal Wombat to turn 1. Removes the helmet cover, revealing the Cheese painted helmet. Out of bondage, out at turn 3 for 4 points and calls off the jam. That is 4-0 for Rocky. See the shout outs there in the chat. Love to see the support. And at the jam line, Chingona for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Jammers charging at the pack. Both Jammers looking for that outside. Chingona recycled to the outside at turn 1 as Ash is out at the second straightaway for the Jammer. Chingona 1 versus 1 looking for the way around the pivot. Centurion coming in for some offense as Ash receiving a back block, sent to the penalty box. It is a power jam for Chingona. Oh, Chingona also sent to the penalty box. We now have a jammer swap, and this will be every skater's favorite, a full 2-minute jam. Jane going to knock to the inside. Ash held back on the outside, looking for the way through this four-person defense. Pikes peak skater coming in for some offense, looking to help clear the way. Ash 1 versus 4 through the second apex. Pikes peak defense also holding down solid, preventing Chingona on the inside. Very spread out pack here from turn 3 to turn 4. Such strong defense from each team. And Pikes Peak pivot sent to the penalty box. Ash fighting 1 versus 3 down the first straightaway. Chingona looking to push directly through this tripod. Held back on the inside. Chingona trying lateral movement, looking for the way around. Ash now 1 versus 2. Heading into turn 1 versus 1. Gets past Centurion on the inside and is out for 4 points. Chingona out at the first straightaway, now on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense getting ready here at the first apex. Ash crashing into these Rocky defenders. And the jam clock has expired. That is going to be 6-0 for Pikes Peak. And we have an official review from Rocky.
Determined that it was not, so the official review is not retained.
All right, the official result for the official review. Rocky was seeking an illegal contact penalty on a down skater. However, no call will stand and the official review will not be retained. And we have Mortal Wombat for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Starstruck right away on the inside. Clear path out at turn 1 for the jammer. Mortal Wombat fighting for the inside. Pushing against Squid Vicious and makes a star pass to Slim Skady. Starstruck making a run through the inside. Clear path. And from the second apex has called off the jam. That's going to be 4-0 for Pikes Peak. And at the jam line, we have Violet Assaults for Rocky versus Maladaptive Mistress for Pikes Peak. Maladaptive Mistress making a run for the inside. Clear path is out at turn 1 for the jammer. Violet Assaults also out on a scoring pass as both teams' defense head down the first apex. Maladaptive Mistress knocking Centurion out the way. He's out at the second straightaway for 4 points. And at the last moment there, Violet Assaults around the outside. Looks like that's going to be it's going to be 4-2 for Pikes Peak. And an official timeout. I see the new shout outs right there in the chat. Proud of your friends. I see the heart hands. Love to see it. Love to see the support. And at the jam line, we have Peach Clobber for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Peach Clobber pushing out around the outside is out at turn 1 for the jammer, Tenacious Cheese. Denied at the inside by Rocky Pivot. Pikes Pivot Skaters looking to help clear the way as Peach Clobber is out at turn 2 for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese fighting into turn 2 here. Peach Clobber with an apex jump for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese almost making it around the outside. Gets prevented by Mortal Wombat. Both teams' defense holding solid here at the second straightaway. Tenacious Cheese, 1 versus 3, looking to push through this defense. Peach Clobber making a break through the inside is out at the second apex for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese getting some offensive assistance, running into Killer Copperhead on the inside. Hot Tamale looking to help clear a path for Tenacious Cheese. Tenacious Cheese, 1 versus 1, gets around Killer Copperhead on the inside, is out on a scoring pass as Peach Clobber is taking 4 points and calls off the jam. That is 12-0 for Rocky. And an official timeout. If you've been having fun today, make sure to tune back in for the next game. It's going to be on August 2nd. Rocky Mountain Roller Derby is hosting a sensory-friendly bout during the day. All right, next up at this jam line, we got Lucy Prr for Rocky versus Cupcake Kamikaze for Pikes Peak. Cupcake Kamikaze getting some offense from Lilu Lion. And Lucy Prr out on the inside of turn one for Lee Jammer. Cupcake Kamikaze denied on the inside by Showtime and Shingona. Cupcake Kamikaze fighting hard on that inside path. Now looking for the outside. Lucy Prr denied on the inside. Both teams in a tight cluster right here at the first apex. Lucy Prr making a move for the inside, running into the Pikes Peak pivot, taking on 1 versus 3 right here at turn 2. Cupcake Kamikaze almost makes it out around the outside, gets recycled back to the first straightaway by Centurion. Lucy Prr getting some offense from Chingona, clearing the inside path and is now out for 4 points. Cupcake Kamikaze knocking down Chingona on the way out around the outside, is now on a scoring pass. And Lucy Prr from the second straightaway calls off the jam. Looks like a track cut was assessed at the last moment there, sending Lucy Prr to the box at the last moment. And at the jam line, Starstruck for Pikes Peak will have a power start. Starstruck denied on the inside, making a run for the outside, is out at the first apex for the Jammer. Both teams' defense getting ready right here at the first apex. Pikes Peak skaters coming in for offense. Starstruck running into auto bondage. And Violet assaults on the inside. Starstruck trying all angles, running into Mortal Wombat. Recycled on the outside by Violet assaults. And a directional gameplay, sending Violet assaults to the penalty box. Starstruck working through turn 4 here, as Lucy Prr is now on a scoring pass. Starstruck making a run around the outside. Gets past the final 2 defenders. And that will be 4-0 for Pikes Peak. Next up at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Maladapted Mistress for Pikes Peak. Both jammers looking for that inside. Slim Skady getting past Lilu Lion. However, is sent to the penalty box. It is a power jam for Maladapted Mistress, who has taken lead. Jammer. Both teams' defense getting ready right here just before turn 2. Pikes Peak skaters coming in for some offense, looking to clear the way. Maladapted Mistress looking to get past Killer Copperhead, gets out on the inside, is out for 4 points. Both teams' defense getting ready here at turn 3. Maladapted Mistress moving for the inside. Now looking to get through this 3-person wall. Slim Skady looking to push through the 3 Pikes Peak defenders, makes a move for the inside. Knocked inside by the pivot. Pikes Peak skater coming in for some offense, as Slim Skady is now out on a scoring pass. Everybody in a tight cluster here at turn 4. Maladapted Mistress pushing hard at the back of the pack, and from turn 4, Maladapted Mistress calls off the jam. That is 6-0 for Pikes Peak. See the shout out right there in the chat. Keep the love coming. Keep the shout-outs coming. Rematch here at the jam line between Peach Clobber Faraki versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Both jammers looking to push directly through, and it is Peach Clobber out at turn 1 for the jammer. Tenacious Cheese getting some offense, fighting through turn 1, looking for the inside, taking on Badass and Centurion, as Peach Clobber is out for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese getting some offense from the team. Tenacious Cheese 1 versus 3 at the second straightaway, as Peach Clobber is out around the outside for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese removing the helmet cover, revealing the cheese painted helmet. And Peach Clobber fighting for the inside, gets out at the second apex for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese making a run through turn 4, 1 versus Centurion, and gets out around the outside. Is now on a scoring pass as the Pikes Peak skater has been sent to the box. Peach Clobber clear path through the inside for 4 points, and from the first straightaway calls off the jam. That is 16-0 for Rocky. I see the shout-outs there in the chat. I see the cheese emojis. Keep the shout-outs coming. And at the jam line, we got Auto Bondage for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Auto Bondage making a run for the outside, getting past Beef, and is now the jammer. Ash fighting hard at the back of the pack here, pushing down the first straightaway, denied on the outside by Killer Copperhead. Ash taking on 1 versus 4 as Auto Bondage is out at the first apex for 4 points. And Chingona sent to the penalty box. And Auto Bondage sent to the penalty box. It is a power jam for Ash. And this will be every skater's favorite, a full 2-minute jam. Ash working hard here at the start of the second straightaway, looking for the way around Killer Copperhead, looking for the way around the pivot. Pikes Peak skaters clearing the way, and Ash is out at the second straightaway and is on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense getting ready here just before turn 3. Auto Bondage making a move for the center, crashing into the pivot. Looking to get through this 3-all, taking on 1 versus 4 down the first straightaway. Ash looking for the way around Killer Copperhead, pushed to the outside. And Auto Bondage out for 4 points. Pikes Peak skaters looking to clear up some of these Rocky defenders. Ash making a move for the inside, getting denied. And Auto Bondage 1 versus 1 through the first apex. Auto Bondage out at turn 2 for 4 points as a Pikes Peak blocker is sent to the box. Pikes Peak currently with 2 skaters in the penalty box. Ash working hard at the back of the pack, looking for the way around. And the jam clock has expired. Pikes Peak getting some points in that jam. It is 15-4 for Rocky. And we have a team timeout for Pikes Peak. I see the shout-outs in the chat there. Shouting out your favorite skaters named after food. Shouting out your favorite skaters named after animals. Keep the love coming. Shout out to our bar working hard on this very hot day. Our bar is sponsored by Ratio Brewing, Room for Friends, and Sobo Liquors. And at the jam line, we got Centurion for Rocky versus Starstruck for Pikes Peak. Centurion almost getting through on the inside. And will we eat the baby? Starstruck causing a negative lap. Centurion out at the first apex. Starstruck working hard at the back of the pack here at turn 1. Centurion with the apex jump and is now out for the jammer. Starstruck fighting for the center here. Centurion with another apex jump for 4 points. Pikes Peak skaters looking to clear the way for Starstruck. Everybody right here at turn 2. Centurion weaving through, pulls a backward move. A 1-foot reverse. Recycle on the inside. Almost makes it out around the outside. Starstruck fighting at the start of the second straightaway. Looking to get through these 4 Rocky defenders. Getting some offensive assistance. Starstruck 1 versus 3 as Centurion is out at turn 3 for 4 points. Starstruck looking for the outside. Knocked out by Slim Skady. Centurion through the inside with a knee slide. Gets recycled to the second straightaway. Centurion getting some offense from Badass. Centurion taking on 1 versus 3 through the second apex, and 1 versus 1 gets around Squid Vicious on the outside for 4 points. That will be 12-0 for Rocky. And at the jam line, Lucy for Rocky versus Maladaptive Mistress for Pikes Peak. Maladaptive Mistress looking to get through Showtime. And Peach Clobber and Mortal Wombat. Lucy looking for the center path. Taking on the final 2 defenders at the first apex. Lucy recycled on the inside by Colonel Panic. Maladaptive Mistress pushing hard into turn 1. Knocked down from Mortal Wombat. Both teams showing such strong defense through the first apex here. Lucy Purr working 1 versus 4 with some assistance from Killer Copperhead. Maladaptive Mistress pushing hard at turn 2, looking to get through this 3-person wall from Rocky. Lucy Purr making a run for the outside. Gets past Lee Lion and is out for the jammer. Maladaptive Mistress making a run through the inside. He's out at the second straightaway, now on a scoring pass. Rocky skaters looking to clear a path for Lucy Purr. Showtime giving some offense. And from the second apex, the jam is called. What an intense 1-0 jam for Rocky. Oh, thank you. See the shout outs right there in the chat. Thank you. All right, next up with the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Tenacious Cheese getting some offensive assistance from Squid Vicious. Slim Skady out at the first apex for the jammer. Tenacious Cheese also out on a scoring pass. Spread out back here, turn 2 in the second straightaway. Slim Skady clear through the inside, gets past Hot Tamale and calls off the jam. That is 4-3 for Rocky. Next up at the jam line, Badass for Rocky versus Cupcake Kamikaze for Pikes Peak. Both jammers held back on the inside. Badass getting past lead. Blue Lion on the inside is out at the first straightaway for a lead jammer. Cupcake Kamikaze out at the first apex is on a scoring pass. Both teams' defense headed into the second straightaway here. Cupcake Kamikaze clear around the outside. No opposition. Is out for 4 points. Badass also out at turn 3 for 4 points. Cupcake Kamikaze around the outside with a knee slide at the last second there. Intense. 8-4. Jam 8-8 jam. And at the jam line, Slim Skady for Rocky versus Beast for Pikes Peak. Slim Skady looking to push through the center. Beef tiptoeing around the outside, makes it past Mortal on that. Slim Skady out at the first apex for the jammer. Beef fighting hard here at the back of the pack. Slim Skady through the inside for 4 points. Peach Clobber sent to the penalty box. And a star pass to Hot Tamale as Slim Skady is through on the inside of the second straightaway for 4 points. Hot Tamale making it around Chingona on the outside is now out at the second apex on the scoring pass. Slim Skady crashing into the 3 Pikes Peak defenders. Hot Tamale around the outside looking to get through this 3-person wall. Slim Skady out at turn 4 for 4 points. Hot Tamale knocked to the inside, recycled to the second apex. Everybody getting ready here at turn 4. Slim Skady looking to push through this 3-person wall, 2-person wall, and gets through on the inside. And from the first straightaway, calls off the jam. That's going to be 16-3 for Rocky. Next up at the jam line, Centurion for Rocky versus Tenacious Cheese for Pikes Peak. Tenacious Cheese making a drive through the center. However, Centurion is out first on the inside for the jammer. Tenacious Cheese running into out of bondage, fighting at the back of the pack here. A directional gameplay penalty sending out of bondage to the penalty box as Centurion takes on 1 versus 3 into turn 2. 1 versus 2. Pulls a reverse move around the inside and gets out at the second straightaway for 4 points. Tenacious Cheese has taken off the helmet cover, revealing the cheese painted helmet, and makes a star pass to Christokoffs. Everybody heading down the second straightaway here. Rocky currently with 2 skaters in the box as Centurion is out at the second apex for 4 points. Christokoffs working through the second apex here. Small knock to the outside by Badass. Centurion looking to push through the 3 defenders at turn 4. Both teams still exhibiting strong defense. Rocky pivot coming in, looking to clear the way through these Pikes Peak defenders. Centurions spinning around the outside and from the first straightaway, calling off the jam. That is 12-2 for Rocky. That's right, I see the shout out there in the chat. This entire game has been wow. And at the jam line, we have Lucy Prr for Rocky versus Ash for Pikes Peak. Ash looking to push through this three wall of the Rocky defenders. Lucy Prr moving the Pikes Peak defense into the first apex. Both teams' defense have been so strong this entire game. Lucy Prr fighting for the inside, looking to get past Hot Tamale. Lucy Prr now with two more to beat. Looking to get past Shark Bait and Squid Vicious. Lucy Prr through the inside of the second straightaway is out for the jammer. Pikes Peak skater out for some maintenance on the outside of the track. Ash working at the back of the pack here through turn two as Lucy Prr is through the outside of the second straightaway for 4 points and calls off the jam. And we have an official review from Pikes Peak. If you've been having fun watching today and you want to sponsor a future Rocky Mountain Roller Derby event, check us out online at RockyMountainRollerDerby.org for how you can sponsor and help make these events happen. Love to see the signage in the crowd. Love it when friends and family and fans bring signs.
Asking for an equipment violation on the Black Jammer because the Black Jammer's helmet wasn't clipped the whole jam. So Pikes Peak retains their official review because they had eagle eyes, and they were correct, yes.
All right, the official result from the official review. Pikes Peak seeking an equipment violation on the Rocky Jammer for not having the helmet clipped on the entire time. Refs determined that these eagle eyes were correct. The call will stand and the official review is retained. because of that, Lucy Prr starts in the penalty box. And Starstruck for Pikes Peak has a power start. And we have an official timeout.
Are they being obnoxious?
Huh?
Is somebody being obnoxious?
Somebody's being a fan.
Oh,
I was just wondering who was shouting it out.
they must be.
I'm
There
grateful.
must be slams on fans.
There's some cowbells in the crowd. We're getting ready to start again. And we got Starstruck at the jam line, off to a power start. Let's see how Starstruck capitalizes on this time before the opposing jammer returns. Heath coming in for some offense. Starstruck getting some offense from Lilu Lion, clearing the path, and Starstruck out for the jammer. Showtime sent to the penalty box. Starstruck making a move around the outside, clears through with a side surf, and evades around Slim Skady on the inside, is out for 4 points. Starstruck looking for the way through this three-person wall. Lucy Putter getting some offense from Mortal Wombat. Lucy Putter almost making it through on the outside. Getting recycled. Starstruck finding the clear path on the inside. Is out at turn 3 for 4 points. Lucy Putter getting some offensive assistance. Got 2 more to beat. Got 1 more to beat. Almost making it past Lilu Lion on the inside. Lucy Putter taking on the three-person wall. Starstruck making a run around the outside. Clear path down the first straightaway, is out for 4 points. Lucy Putter working hard in the back of the pack here and makes the star pass to Slim Skady. Starstruck 1 versus 4 at the first straightaway here. Colonel Panic coming in for some offense. Starstruck clear through the inside at turn 1 for 4 points and calls off the jam. It's going to be 16-0, and we got the unofficial score. We will wait for the rolling whistle and the scoreboard change. I see the shout-outs coming in. I see the emojis. Love to see the shout-outs and the support. All right, your final score for the game. Pikes Peak 106, Rocky Mountain 289. I'll go ahead and stick around so we can see who the MVPs are. What a hard fought game for both teams. I see the shout out right there. No, thank all of you. Thank all of you for tuning in. Make sure to check out the next and final game of this tournament.
Cheese for Jammer. 1-7 Colonel Panic. Thank you.
What? Wait a minute. 1-7 is, those are two different people.
Oh,
Which one do you want?
Hi. So 31 for Jammer, and then 12 for Blocker. Thank
Right
you.
on, thank
Appreciate it.
They're gonna tell me the blocker. I just have the jammer so far. Peach, I don't. Nobody told me y'all's blocker. Who do you want for most valuable blocker? Oh, okay. Not yet. All right, what an amazing game that was. And here are your MVPs from the game. Your MVP skaters from Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Most valuable locker, 1-2 Killer Copperhead. And most valuable jammer, 3-1 Lucy Prrr. Your MVP skaters from Pikes Peak. Most valuable blocker, 1-7 Lee Lion. And most valuable jammer, 9-2 Tenacious Cheers. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to check out the final game later tonight.